We all know that President William Ruto is not walking his talk. But we have another one who is in the making, another Ruto in West Africa, which is President Diomaye Faye of Senegal. Now, Diomaye Faye, it has been 5 months since he started his office for his first term. But William Ruto is almost 2 years since he became a president. To be exact, in October, it will be 2 years. Now, these two presidents, one of the things that makes them really, they have striking similarity is that they are not. William Ruto says, a lot of things, Pan-African rhetoric, but none of them are, you don't see it into practice in his action. He's far different from what he talks. The same thing also for President Diomaye Faye and his Prime Minister Osman Sonko. They have a lot of things that they have said before they came to power, but after that, particularly Diomaye Faye, we have seen him doing everything that's opposite. But these two presidents, they have more similar things if we really look at them. Now, the first one is, I'm going to share this video without audio. The first one is actually they are both the fifth president for their countries. President William Ruto is the fifth president for Kenya, and Diomaye Faye is also the fifth president for Republic of Senegal. Now, the second thing, what makes them that similar is that they both come from, a humble background. Like their families were not rich. So that is another similarity. President William Ruto joined politics actually through Daniel Arap Moi, and then Diomaye Faye. Actually, we knew Osman Sonko, but Diomaye Faye later on came to figure. He has been working in the government offices, in the tax office. Other than that, there is nothing that that we know about them. But their families are both from a poor background, and they are not really from the capital city. Now, the third thing that makes them similar is that they both have this populist idea appealing to the youth of the Senegalese youth and the Kenyan youth. That is another similarity, or the third similarity that they have. The fourth one is they are known, both of them known to make travel. Traveling the world, meaning, for example, William Ruto, he has traveled so far more than, I think, close to 70 his foreign trips, and he's in fact known as the flying president. Diomaye Faye is just 5 months, and he has traveled the whole ECOWAS region, the member states except Niger. And he has traveled the one that is really what is striking is that he has traveled to France in 1 month's time 2 times, and which was really unnecessary, because while his people are demanding to cut with his colonial past, but he has done that trip twice, in beginning in June and then in July, in 4 weeks time, 2 times. We are on the fifth point, which is they both are very religious. William Ruto's background is from church. In fact, Daniel Moy found him in church, and that is where they met, and he brought him to, he introduced him to politics. And Diomaye Faye is the same thing. He is a Muslim, and he practices Islam, and he is very proud, and if you wish to say, a staunch Muslim person. And he even said, I am very proud that he gets to practice his religion publicly, and he encouraged also his fellow Senegalese people to do so. The sixth point is that related to this religion, they kind of they don't have boundaries when it comes to religion and states. They kind of mix it. You would see, in fact, they William Ruto gets his popularity and people to follow him more. He gets them from the church, and for the same thing also for Diomaye Faye, those who are really religious are still who didn't, who kind of protect him and protect him in a way that when you criticize Diomaye Faye, they still intend, to say, okay, let's give him time. They are with him. So they kind of mix politics with religion. Now, the seventh point is that what makes them similar, Diomaye Faye and William Ruto, are, this is really the interesting one, and why I brought this point. They both have shifted. They made actually a radical shift from their rhetoric, from the status quo that they have promised. William Ruto, he still talks, and the problem is he don't walk the talk. He thinks that things get done just by talking the talk. Diomaye Faye and Ousmane Sonko, when it comes to Senegal, before election, what they have said, allying with the alliance of the Sahel states and giving support to their brothers and their Pan-Africanism rhetoric, particularly from Diomaye Faye. I don't want to add Ousmane Sonko into here when it comes to Senegal, but for Diomaye Faye, all that has just gone out of the window, and what he does is completely the opposite. For example, if you see William Ruto, he has his approach before election was, when he was campaigning, it was a bottom-up approach, to benefit the poor of Kenyans, but by increasing tax and removing subsidies, he actually showed with whom he is standing, not really with the poor Kenyans. He spoke of the African Continental Free Trade Area and then signing an agreement with EU of economic partnership agreement and banning of goods that are coming from the Eastern African community, which he's abided by law, and banning that and opening his market in the name of free market that comes from Europe. All those things opposite what he does. For Diomaye Faye, as I said, by saying that these are the leaders, party leader, PASTEF, it's known as their political party. They have been promising a lot of Pan-African things, including allying with the alliance of the Sahel states, but by saying and breaking away with the colonial past. But what did he say in interview? He said it literally, he don't want that sudden breakaway with France. So on our face, he told us that. So that is really shocking. And so that is another striking similarity. And the other one is, I think, number 9. They both are loyal when it comes to their colonial past. William Ruto, you have seen his trip to the US, and when, for example, also when the King Charles visited Kenya, and there was a lot of things that needs to be answered. What the British Army, who used to be the colonizer of Kenya, has done or committed crime in Kenya, and also the other thing is genocide that is committed against uh, against the Mau Mau warriors, and those things, Kenyans wanted an answer, but that wasn't even raised on a government level. Apology was needed, that wasn't also done. So this shows you if really the government asked for it, said, okay, these are this and these things we want you to say, I'm sure he would have done it or whatever. But that wasn't answered, and the crimes that has been committed by the British Army in Kenya, because British Army still has a base in Kenya, and also the Americans have a base, and they have committed a crime, and that has not been also got a justice. So these are really the striking similarity between these two leaders. But of course, they have a couple of differences. One is really articulated and an orator when it comes to public speech, which is President William Ruto. The other is Diomaye Faye, just 5 months, kind of, who seems camera shy. In terms of wealth, William Ruto, his name has been dragged into corruption and, land grabbing. With Diomaye Faye, he has disclosed actually his assets, what he owns, a house, and I think cars, if I'm not mistaken. And so far, no criticism came from the local media or anything from his own people. But that's, of course, he's just 5 months in office, so that's yet to be seen. So let us know in the comment section, what do you think of these similarities of between the two leaders, to say that Diomaye Faye is just another William Ruto in West Africa? Do you agree with that? Please share your view. But before I leave, really, what tops everything that I said, the 10 points that which are the similarities between the two leaders, is yesterday I reported about it, what Diomaye Faye said to the Prime Minister of Spain when they were having a press briefing, that asking for the intervention of European Union, that means NATO, in the affairs of the Sahel states in the fight against terrorism, is really something else. And also for William Ruto to accept that, which is something given to Kenya by the United States, for Kenya to become a major non-NATO alliance, that is a betrayal against Kenyans and against Africans. And the same thing for Diomaye Faye, that's a betrayal against the alliance of the Sahel states, and also his own people, and in general for African people. So that is really something that shows you they are kind of on the same level on what they are doing. Suleiman Niger, all our money is in France. How can he not go to France to take back out money? Yeah, exactly. As Diomaye Faye talked about, also to change the currency, which he did not do. So that's what makes him also not walking his talk. Salute Ruto inside church. Don't forget about Agro Valley Farm. Don't forget about Faye and Ruto. They are neo-colonialists. Yeah, after all these points of similarities that I have mentioned, I think we can conclude so. Okay, hello, Greta Woodson. Greetings, sister. This is, I think, a reaction to once they visit the West, it's over. The clone takes over. Yeah, something happens. We don't know really what went behind that private meeting of Diomaye Faye and Emmanuel Macron. But yeah, he's just pushing it. Anyway, fam, we will. I will see you again on the live streams that we have. We will have an update on the forums that's going on, the China Africa Summit in Beijing. That is in an hour time exactly. But until then, it's a bye bye from me. Hello, Imhotep. Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, share the video with others, give it a like. Your support through our PayPal account is also very welcome. We thank those of you who are continuously supporting us, for trusting us. Really, thank you so much, sisters like Greta Woodson, Patricia Cox, amongst others. Thank you so much for your support. It means a lot. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.